Well, hello. Welcome back to another exciting edition of Coffee with Stephen. Unfortunately, I don't have any coffee right now. So, pardon me. Coming to you today from our hotel room in the Delano at Mandalay Bay in Las Vegas. As many of you know, this week is the week for SHOT Show. And Sandy and I have literally just arrived a few minutes ago here in Las Vegas. We're just getting everything settled, but I wanted to get the Coffee with Stephen video out and ready to go. Next week, we'll be doing a full debrief of SHOT Show, what types of things we saw, the different types of themes. Every year we do that. Last year, obviously, because of COVID, we weren't able to do SHOT Show, so this one will be kind of fun. But this week's blog is a little bit different. It's entitled Labor, and there was a snippet of a John Wayne film called McClintock that I had seen. Somebody had posted it on Facebook or something like that. It's a very famous scene from the movie. Anyways, within 24 hours, I heard some labor organizers back in Washington, D.C., talking about the exploitation of their members by the grueling, business owners. Ironically enough, it wasn't actually the business owners they were complaining about. They were complaining really about the taxpayers. Labor was, the labor movement was an effective tool in a sense against certain egregious behavior on the part of private employers. Labor has now become a tool to use for contract negotiations with the government itself, which I think is incredibly problematic. But I don't go into that per se in this particular blog. What I'm really talking about is how the labor movement itself has actually done a dehumanizing sort of consequence to people in general. There has been this movement that has grown, and has become part and parcel of the human condition, that individuals are completely subject to the whims of other individuals. More specifically, there are these power relationships that exist in society. Prior to capitalism, that power relationship would have been based on the idea of landed aristocracy, some sort of, primogeniture nobility or something along those lines. Now, power relationships have effectively morphed into the idea that there are individuals that own businesses. And as a result, simply because of this business ownership, they have been given a level of status and power over the general population that is patently unfair. And it's set up this dynamic where you've got one group of people, we'll call them the employees, fighting against another group of people, we'll call them the employers. The thing that I think most people fail to grasp, and this is on both sides of the equation. Okay, I've talked to business owners that really do have a belief system that they are somehow patronistic, that they have some sort of, almost parental control over their employees. And then I see the same thing, like I said, on the other side of the equation on labor, where they have this mindset that they are entitled to something that, the employer has and is, sort of husbanding themselves, and they have to pry it from them. This could not be further from the truth. In fact, at the most fundamental level, everyone is self-employed. Everybody provides labor to somebody else. It might be as a business owner providing labor through a collective of that you own towards the benefit of your customers or your clients. On the part of labor itself, it's the individual labor that you're able to actually produce. And some people have done a lot of work to develop their individual product. They've invested very heavily in their education and the development of their skill sets, and they're able to command a greater price in the marketplace for their product, their labor. Others, didn't. And as a result of that, they have to compete in a much bigger market sphere, which by definition means that their wages and what they're able to collect for their labor is going to be reduced. The fact is, though, that when we look at it, they're completely equal. Whether or not somebody is selling a widget, somebody's selling labor, or somebody's selling a service, they're all equal. The marketplace dictates whether or not their service or their labor is adequate enough to be able to be compensated. Anyways, I really encourage you to read the blog. It's like I said, it's a little bit different from where we normally go, but I think it's important, and I'm always interested to hear your comments. And as always, I want you to train constantly, train consistently, train repetitively, train with purpose. Above all else, stay safe. And I'll see you next week after SHOT.